Orbital home point has been up. Takeoff. Landing gear raising.
Hello guys, welcome to my live stream. I realized that I like completely forgot that I was streaming live, so that's why it was so quiet. But if you're tuning in right now, yes, I am streaming live in Los Angeles, California. It's such a beautiful, kind of gloomy day, but it's so perfect because it's 75 degrees out, no wind. And it's just so nice out. So I'm just going for a little flight right now. Usually in like this kind of weather, deer come out, but I just don't understand like where they went. There's no deer whatsoever. So I try to do this 3 times a week because I don't have any, video of deer, especially aerial video, and I'm trying so hard to find deer and I can't. So I'm thinking next week I'm going to go to a different area called Agora Hills, and I don't know if you guys live in LA or not. Maybe you do. Maybe you know of Agora Hills. There's a lot of wildlife there, and I would love to get an aerial shot of all that wildlife. So right now, we're heading to a place called Top of Topanga. This is in Topanga Canyon. And yeah, I'm just giving you a little tour of Topanga. Barely, there's a little bit of wind up where the Inspire is, but not, whoops. There's a little bit of wind where the Inspire is, but not where I am. I'm on the ground, obviously. So there's not much wind. A little bit of wind on the, up 350 feet up in the air, so a little bit of wind up there. So here's Top of Topanga. For those of you in LA, probably know about this spot. That's Top of Topanga. So that's pretty cool. So, oops, got cut out for a second there. And as you can see, like, the clouds really put out like a nice bluish whitish color onto the city, and that's actually awesome for video. It's really, really cool for video. Clouds are what I like to call nature's light diffuser. So it really softens up the sun, and if you have a shoot outside, you really don't need any lights. You surprisingly don't, because people's faces are lit perfectly when it's cloudy outside, believe it or not. It's perfect. You don't need any, external lighting equipment. You can use natural light, and it's freaking awesome. I did a shoot like a week or two weeks ago for a commercial, and we shot it all outside. I brought all my lighting gear, and guess what? I didn't use any of that lighting gear because it was cloudy outside, and people's faces were lit perfectly, and it was just so awesome. I mean, there were a few times when the clouds did go away and the sun came out, and some of the people in the commercial, their faces were kind of harshly lit, so we had to take care of that. But 80% of the shoot, it was cloudy and perfectly diffused when it comes to lighting. So as you can see here, there's actually no hot spots when it comes to lighting. It's all smooth lighting. Here, I'll give you a nice 360-degree view. You can take a look for yourself. I'm going to do a lighting video, actually, a lighting tutorial, I think within the week. And I'm going to show you guys how I like to light my subjects. I think this is very, very important, especially if you're in cinematography and actually photography. Yeah, it's important in all fields. Lighting is everything. You can make somebody look gorgeous and younger, and it's all about lighting. So if you're a good lighter, people will hire you immediately because lighting is very, very difficult. So being a DP, you have to know how to light. So as you can see, there are no hot spots whatsoever in the city. What I'm referring to extreme harshness of light at a certain spot, there aren't any. You can see that right here. It's absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the camera. And let's continue on our journey looking for deer. I'm going to tilt down just a little bit. About 333 feet up in the air. Again, you want to stay under 400 feet within line of sight. I kind of hate that rule because I love going far with the Inspire. The only place where I recommend, maybe not recommend, but do this at your own risk, go to the desert and fly it, under 100 feet, and you can go as far as you want, because helicopters obviously don't fly lower than 100 feet. They can't, and no one goes to the desert. And actually, you can get some beautiful shots of the sand dunes So you can go very, very far with the Inspire because there's no buildings or anything. You can go probably to 3 miles easily stock on the remote, because there's no obstructions. So it's really awesome. Here, before the laws came out that you have to be within range of line of sight, here I actually went 12,000 feet, which is equivalent to a little over 2 miles on the Inspire. 12,000 feet, and this is in mountainous areas. So a lot of mountains here, and the Inspire still managed to hit 2 miles, and I had full control and full broadcast strength. Not full broadcast strength, but I was able to see everything in real time still. So, the Inspire stock is phenomenal. Eventually, I hope to come up with new battery technology. That way we can actually go longer and stay longer, if that makes any sense. Like, I want to fly longer and, travel longer too. I hate landing the Inspire after every 15 minutes. Let's say I want to go to like a place called Nara Dreamland in Japan and do an aerial shot. Nara Dreamland is actually one of my go-to places. It's actually an abandoned amusement park, kind of like a copy of Disneyland. And I would love to use the Inspire to get some beautiful aerial shots, maybe get some close-ups of some of the rides, somewhere where I can't physically get to. And I want to be able to have the Inspire up in the air for, half an hour, 45 minutes, in one sitting, with one battery. So I'm waiting for technology to do that. And you know what? Time goes by a lot slower when you're flying, believe it or not. So my TB47, that's a year and a half old, gets me about 7 or 8 minutes of flight time, and it feels like 20 minutes of flight time. So for some odd reason, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm concentrating so much, time slows down when you fly, and it's pretty funny. But in real time, like when you're recording video, when you're playing it back on your computer, it's actually a lot quicker. So I don't know if you guys experience that. I do all the time. But yeah, that's my situation. But yeah, I don't see any deer. If you guys see any deer that I'm not seeing, mention it in the comments, please. Because I don't see any deer whatsoever. Going about 22 miles an hour, half the speed of what the Inspire was designed to. I've actually gotten up to 60 miles an hour with light wind. So I think for the size, the Inspire is the fastest drone on the market. There's no other drone on the market that it's the same size of the Inspire and can actually be faster. There's nothing on the market yet. So DJI is doing a great job with their hardware. Their software is actually getting better and better each app update. Livestream looks a little bit smoother. It's not as choppy. It's still very choppy, but they will actually smooth it out eventually. Alright, so time to land. Low battery warning. I'll show you how I land. I became kind of really good at it. I used to be pretty bad and sketched out, but now I'm pretty confident. So let's go ahead and land this puppy. Remember, nice, subtle movements with the sticks, especially when you're banking right and banking left. Very, very subtle movements. The controls are extremely sensitive. Alright, I'm going to let it hover there, drop the landing gear.
Landing gear lowering.
Alright, and let's go down. Subtle movements with the right stick. There we go. And we land like a feather. And that is how you land the Inspire. And this is actually a pretty tight spot. I'll show you how tight this is. I landed it basically in this little quadrant here. It's a little square. I mean, I can land it in even tighter spots, but this is actually considered a tight spot. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching my live stream. I hope you learned something, and I will talk to you soon.